just look the same way when I do that.
Hi.
Hey, oh my
It's
gosh.
so nice to see you.
Hey, how are you? It's kind of like that. Oh, wow, it's really shaking, even though it's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine.
Because
we're just not going to bang on the table.
That's right.
We're super out of practice. Welcome.
Wow. Welcome to the Skein Scoop.
Hi, I'm Justine.
And I'm Lori.
It's episode 28. It should be like 96.
It should be.
But, we
are the worst.
All right, you guys. So
we're the worst podcasters ever.
We're not even going to talk about it. It's Thursday, February 2nd. It's
my mom's birthday. It's Groundhog Day.
Oh, it is?
It is actually Groundhog Day.
It's tutu day at the preschool. You have to wear a tutu.
Oh, that's so cute.
Charlotte wouldn't.
Oh, seriously?
I sent her with one. She'll wear one eventually.
Do you know I dreamt about not only your kids,
Really?
but I actually dreamt about Charlotte and all of the cousins that I hear about all the time, Amaya
And
Tallulah.
Oh.
It was a weird dream, but
Ben told me he is not dreaming anymore.
he's
This
not
morning.
dreaming?
I'm not dreaming anymore, he said.
Why?
He just hasn't had one.
All right, wait, let's get back to introductions.
It's a knitting podcast. We would say it's also crocheting, but we don't crochet.
That's right. So we're not going to lie.
But
But you know what? We are, you know what?
we're offering some classes coming up, and
We are.
and one of them is crocheting. So there
That's
you
right.
go. Anyway, we're back. It's been 2 months. The last time we podcasted was literally
Was it November?
right time.
Was it before
Right after
Thanksgiving?
It
Oh,
was
right after
It was the
Thanksgiving.
Monday after Thanksgiving. Since then, we've had the holidays and
A lot of illness.
so much illness.
Yes.
So much
All
illness.
of the sicknesses.
Everything that you could have.
And actually, that's all been you.
Literally everything that you could have / your
Yeah,
children could have.
let me knock wood. Yes.
I
those
feel
little-
good now.
Those
feel
little,
good now.
those little germ factories.
I called them a lot worse names last night.
Yes.
I was not.
So I heard.
This is my happy
That's
juice.
probably, does that taste really good?
It really does taste good.
All right. See, this is how much I'm trusting.
How she doesn't ever get sick and I'm literally always sick is like ridiculous.
Oh, that doesn't taste bad.
Oh, I know. It's a mood booster and it's supposed to fix my metabolism and my gut health.
All right. Well, let me know how it goes. I'll let you be the guinea pig.
I have
before
not
spend
had
the money.
coffee. Like I haven't needed coffee. I treat myself to only coffee on the weekend.
Huh.
Anyway,
I don't even need that much coffee. I have one a day.
I can't believe you have a Dunkin' Donuts coffee mug. You do not like Dunkin'.
So here's the irony in this. So I don't hate Dunkin'. I have a Dunkin' every now and again. For those of you who don't live in New England, more particularly Rhode Island, Dunkin', even though there are quite a few Starbucks here, Dunkin' is the coffee of choice in New England.
Oh, totally.
And
There's one on every corner.
Literally.
Are there 4 Dunkin' Donuts in East Greenwich?
At least.
There's so many. It's crazy.
East Greenwich is a pretty small town, and there's
4. Well, I guess that one's in North Kingstown, on the edge of North Kingstown and EG.
there's the one.
Oh, these people don't care.
Okay, all right. So
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. I don't know if this still holds true, but I know at one point there were more Dunkin' Donuts per capita in Rhode Island than there were any other place in the world.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting fact.
Interesting bit of trivia.
Oh, hold on, your hair's right into your nose. I'm going to stare at it the whole time.
Okay. You're not going to stare at that the
Oh
whole
my
time?
God. So we're sitting here and I said, I move over because the leg's right here. But then I'm like, ugh, now that stupid fire thing is in the way. Lori's like, what fire thing? I'm like, that one right there? She's like, I never
Above my head?
She's like, I never noticed that before in my whole life. I'm like,
What?
literally, it's the
Back to the movie
I
thing.
hate that thing. I hate it. Anyway, so we're back.
So-
We're healthy-ish. And, you know, what's happening is in my life is sports. For
I
my
feel like
children.
I actually feel like I'm tempting fate.
By sitting
Like I'm
this close
drinking
to
all
me.
I'm drinking all your things. I went away. I had a
Sat
little
next to a nasty coughing man on the
oh
airplane.
my gosh, yeah, sat next to someone who was absolutely ill with something on the airplane, but like no mask. I know I'm gonna get chastised by people, but I thought to myself as we were away in all of the lines, nobody. Oh, I feel like I'm being. If Sam was sitting next to me right now, she'd be like, "Mom, you are so loud."
You're supposed to be loud. We're on a podcast.
Okay, so
we don't have a microphone.
I thought to myself as I was away in the airports with all the people with no masks, I thought, if I don't get sick after this, then I have the most robust
you do
immune system
Lori,
of anyone I know.
When we went to Rhinebeck, I was hacking up a lung. We were together 24/7 for 4 days in cars, in hotel rooms, like, and I was like, and you're like, if I don't get sick, I don't know what's gonna happen. And I'm like, I have no idea how you didn't get sick.
Angie and Jen are now, Lori, would you please shut up because we're going to Vogue next week.
Oh, you better stop.
I know. All right.
So since we have not been together, we've gotten a lot done.
Well, some of us. I've done a lot of knitting. Have I finished anything?
I got a book, and I wrote down all my things. I had 31 unfinished projects.
Oh, it was really funny when you did this, right?
31 unfinished projects. I went through it, pulled them all out. Do you know what's the most surprising about that? I have every single one of those projects in a bag. That's an obscene amount of project bags.
Oh,
I'm sure you have just as many. I just, in my head, I was like,
definitely.
That is bonkers.
Yeah.
I had 15 pairs of socks, 4 hats, 1 cowl, 4 shawls, 5 sweaters, 2 blankets, and I need to fix something.
Can I just say something? Mm-hmm. So first of all, look at this. Okay. So when you were doing this little project of organizing all of your projects, so I'd like to note that this is a brand new notebook.
Yeah, I went out and bought it.
Okay, of course you did. Because there were no notebooks in your house, right?
Not like this.
Okay.
Actually, Harrison picked it out. Isn't it so cute?
It is adorable. So she was telling me that she was organizing all of her projects, and then she sent me a screenshot of this. And I said to her, I am not
ever
doing that.
I can do it for you. What's funny is this has been very motivating to me because I don't have any goal for like eliminating them all. But in pulling them out, and I had done this kind of recently, I pulled them out and I saw some things that I wanted to get rid of, or that I just knew I wasn't going to ever finish or didn't even care to finish anymore. And I was able to pull those out kind of a while ago. So now that it's been a few months since then, I've really been able to think about some of the things. Like, I even called one of the socks ugly socks. Like, why am I going to finish the ugly? I'm not going to say that name.
I know.
Why am I going to finish the ugly socks? Like, I'm not, So why do I have that? So I know I can cross that out. So
did you throw them away?
Some of them I already did before I wrote this list.
Okay.
Because that really, the ugly socks, I thought, I could give them to David because David doesn't care if they're ugly. He just loves socks. So I could finish it and then...
Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to finish those?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. They're very low on the list of things. But I also wrote down for the socks, like, I have one finished here on the first one here. That's finished. Those are 2 at a time. On the first sock, that's a hoe. Like,
wait, what is
hoe is a half object. Like, 1 is done. I'm waiting. FO is finished object and hoe is half object. Like, that's not me. I didn't make that up. You never heard that before? This is a hoe because it's only 1.
All right, geez, Louise, you don't have to insult it.
Anyway, what was motivating to me is now seeing it like this. I can say, like, I started a test knit a while ago. I didn't finish the test knit, and to be honest with you, I don't love the test knit, so I'm going to rip it out.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cross it out. Okay. But I was talking with Stephanie about it, our knitting teacher here, and I said, Steph, guess how many projects I have? WIPs. And she's like, I don't know. And the ladies at the table were like, 15. And I was like, 31. And they were horrified. Some of them were like legitimately couldn't even believe me. And Stephanie was like, I probably have like 3 times as many as that. And she said for this year, she's going to finish 10 of those. And I said, well, you better write them down. And she's like, well, what do you mean? I said, you got to write them down so that you can feel like the satisfaction of having crossed them out. So I already finished 2 of these. Now I only have 29.
I know. No, I know. I did notice that,
And that
once
makes me feel good about it.
That's awesome.
So this January only, I finished 6 things.
Yeah, you've been killing it. But I feel like you always are killing it.
But I feel like writing it down and like visually seeing the things that I completed in the month is really cool for me to see, because I like some things, you know, that baby sweater.
Yeah.
So I finished that baby sweater. Insert a picture. It's the Seaside sweater by Petite Knit. I made it in On the Round. I started it over the summer when I was having that really bad back pain.
Yes.
And I could not finish the sweater. I just couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
I couldn't knit anything. I really couldn't knit anything at that time. I was in so much pain that I couldn't sit to knit. So I finished it. I pulled it out. It took me like a couple nights of finishing, and then found the cutest little buttons and wrapped it.
So adorable.
Actually, I didn't even wrap it. I brought it next door and bought a teddy bear, and they wrapped it for me. Shipped it out to my
you are
friend
always
Stephanie.
working the system.
Shipped it out to my friend Stephanie, and she already got it. She was so grateful, and you know, it's bigger than the baby is right now, so it's fine. It's not like I failed to deliver an item that the baby can use, but it just things like that would have probably just stayed in the cupboard if I not had pulled it out.
Yeah.
You know, Ben's hat, that stupid symphony hat, the blue and yellow one. Hat. I'll insert a picture of that because he's got it on his head today. I finished.
Does he love that hat?
He loves the hat. You know what? He wears it inside out though.
He does?
It's kind of, I guess, reversible. It's not really supposed to be. Like, you can obviously tell there's a wrong side and a right side, but he's 5 and
he didn't love it, but then I told him I was going to steal it.
He loves it, but then he's like, it's kind of scratchy, but it's so not scratchy. Like, he's just a psycho. So that was another one of those things. I had that and I didn't feel like doing it anymore. And then when I finally pulled it out, I was done with it in an hour. So it's just another thing. Like, you hated
down. The colors, right?
To be honest with you, I think the hat's really cute. I don't like hats that are in fingering weight unless they're being like folded or something. Like, they're just too thin. I think it's too thin for him. I'm like looking at him and I'm like, that it barely, you know, it's like having this layer on your head. You know, that's not warm enough. I agree with that. It's just not warm enough. So
but he picked out the colors.
He picked out the colors. What I should have done was just hold it double and make him a DK hat. That's what I should have done. But you live, you learn, as he says. He does say that. I finished 2 pairs of socks.
So
these are my Freckled Whimsy Advent socks that Lori got me, and then these still haven't. You know what? Ooh, there's something on the bottom. These are my Cozy Knitter Advent socks. They're so cute.
You're so
stepped
good.
On something. I got really into the sock thing. I've decided I'm not trying any new methods of making socks. I'm just going to do magic loop for the rest of my life. Okay?
There you go. Decision made.
I finished a hat for my husband's boss out of Eagles colors. Insert a picture.
Oh, right.
It's the classic ribbed hat. Why I'm doing all these hats that are
just love
one
the
by
fact
one.
That you keep saying insert a picture.
Well, I gave them away already. I don't know why I'm doing these things in one by one.
Oh, you finished that hat?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it was like way too long.
That?
Oh, I made it like 10 inches long so it could be folded. 1 by 1 rib. Kill me. Like, ugh, I hate it. And then I finished this cute little thing.
Oh, this
Can
is
you put
the
this
best.
on your head?
I can.
This is the Delightful Dot hat.
I do have
by Tori Yu, which Tori's.
I have certain purposes.
Can you put this on your head?
Finishing objects is not one of them.
Look how cute that hat is. Oh my gosh. All right, so this is the Delightful Dot hat.
Hello.
I made the adult medium. I should have made the adult large. I think it could have been a little bit bigger. I added a 5th row of dots. So the pattern calls for just 4 rows of the dots, but I added the 5th.
Am I a good hat model?
Yeah, you're a really good hat model. It looks good.
It's super cozy.
So this is made out of Moondrake's Fua Fua, which is 70% brushed cashmere and 30% superwash merino. It is our
newest obsession.
It's gorgeous. It's just like trying to figure out all the things you could make in it, because I literally never want to not make, like, I always want to have this going. It's so good to work with. So this hat, you could do it in a couple ways. I held the Fua Fua double. So I used one skein of the charcoal, I think, and one skein of this hot pink, and held it double throughout the whole thing. The pattern is written for a DK weight and then the Fua Fua, or the fluffy yarn for the dots. So that's another option. If you have DK weight, you could use that for the main color, and then the fluffiness would kind of like stick out a little bit, making it a little bit more three-dimensional. I just think it also
looking at myself, and
it's a folded brim, which, can I take it off you for a second?
Oh,
fine. I went through a phase of making just a boatload of folded brim hats for kids. And one thing that I should have done on this hat that I didn't, you can cast on in another color. And when you do the cast on in another color, when you go to fold it, it just makes it easier for picking up those stitches. Like, I felt like I was going blind a little bit with the charcoal. I actually was like, do I need glasses? I need an eye doctor.
Am I as old as Lori?
What's wrong with me? Do I need one of those lights over my head? Like, what is happening? I couldn't figure it out. And then I was like, oh, why didn't I cast on in another color? So that's a good, if you haven't ever done a folded brim hat before, it's a really good option. Just cast on in that alternate color. It just could be a scrap. It doesn't have to. It's not going to be seen. But when you go to fold it to knit together to continue, it just makes it easier to pick those up. It is so cute, this hat. It's so
I love
cute.
it. I absolutely love it.
Tori,
I feel like it's a showstopper.
Thank you.
I really do.
Tori Yu, she also has the Delightful Dot cowl. That would be awesome in this as well. It was a really well written pattern, a beautiful chart, and it was a really fun knit. I would say it was quick, but I had 30 other projects to work on. So
it was quick though, wasn't it?
It was pretty quick. Yeah.
I feel like you made that in a week.
No, I made it in a weekend, but it wasn't quick enough. Michael McKechnie's birthday. Why is that popping up on your calendar? My husband's birthday is next week.
Because it's 1 week from today, and I put reminders in.
It's 1 week from today. When am I going to get him?
Well, see, you're welcome.
These are just some of the 25 colors of Fua Fua that we got. And I've got some dream knitting in this, so we can talk about this.
I do too, but I didn't write it down on the thing.
We can talk about it later, if that's okay. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Listen, really quickly, should we chat about what we're wearing?
Well, I've already worn it.
But it's completely done.
I feel like I wore this in the last podcast, actually. I think I did.
Not finished.
It's completely finished.
Stand up and show it.
All right. Well, I think people have seen it. I feel like it's been on. I feel like it's. All right. It's
Lori,
done.
it's so good.
It's so good. Except, all right. So what should we say about this? So this is the Tecumseh by Caitlin Hunter of Boylan Knitworks. I really enjoyed knitting it. I actually, what's the irony about this sweater? Here's another version of it that is done by Tina Whitmore. This is in her merino silk sport.
She did the sleeves the same way that you did? Yeah.
I think she did. Yes, she did. She separated down here. It's a very, very popular pattern. It's been out for what, 3 or 4 years now. I believe it came out in 2018. It's a really popular sweater, and I think you can see why. It's a great pattern. If you go to look at the projects, you will see that in a lot of people's notes, they separated for the sleeves earlier. They separated after this first section of color work. But she wanted it to be more like a poncho, like almost like a swancho maybe?
A dolman sleeve?
Yeah. And so I wanted to follow the pattern, the pattern exactly. And I love it. It's very comfortable.
Well, now you know the right way to wear it. Like, wear a shirt under it. Right?
Yeah. I mean, everybody has to do what's good for them. I really love it. I did a lot of second guessing, shockingly.
What? I'm so surprised.
And
you know the one thing you didn't second guess?
That would be you.
The color. You never wavered on the color.
I never wavered on the color.
And that is
ever.
the thing you normally waver on.
Yeah. So, no, never once wavered on any of the colors. So, this is in Madeline Tosh DK. So,
it's gorgeous.
And I'm super happy with it. When I had originally done the sleeves, they were a little too short, so I went longer on the sleeves. I like the length. I like my sleeves a little longer.
Is it hot?
It's perfect.
Good.
It's perfect.
Excellent.
I love it.
Great.
So there you have it. It's done. It only took 6 months.
Because people will ask, this is an easy eyelet yoke sweater by Knititude in Mochi.
I just want to mention that the only reason it took me this long is because I'm me. It should have been done in a month. I remember at the beginning I totally cruised, and then I just procrastinated because I'm me. That was it. But I do love it, and I really want to.
I don't care that it's Michael's birthday anymore.
Yeah, we gotta get rid of that.
Cool.
So yeah, so that's my big news, and
so
everybody loves this sweater. We have it in another version in the shop too.
Yes.
In Lang Enya, which people also love. We're a big fan of this sweater.
This is a really great sweater. It really is. And this yarn, I mean, I would make this sweater again, but there's something about like when I go for this sweater, it feels like a sweatshirt. I don't know. It's very comfortable.
People love that yarn. This yarn is mochi, Barocco mochi, and people love it.
Yeah. So ever since we finished all the things, we cast on all the things.
Well, I cast on about 1 million things. So.
All right, well, why don't you show something?
All right, so, no, not 1 million, but one thing that I don't know, I love is the Saturday Shrug. I don't know if you guys have seen this, by the Lamb Kid. No, it's not by the Lamb Kid. It's by Jackie Rose from, is it pronounced Caddy Jacks? I know they have a podcast, but you know me, I don't watch podcasts, so I'm the worst. So
this is in a Hanukkah present bag.
That's right, that I love.
These are bags by Kelly E. McD, and Kelly is a friend, and for Hanukkah I specially made this bag, I didn't make it. I had Kelly make it special for Lori, picked out the fabrics.
I love it so much.
This is, I think, her medium drawstring bag. I love that she puts a handle on it. She's got really cool t-shirt stretchy pulls.
And then look at the lining.
Does yours have a little tag thing inside for, you can stick your progress or your like extra needles and stuff on the little tag that's inside.
There you go.
That's so cute. I'm a huge fan. I've got like 5 of her bags now, and I think they're just amazing. She's amazing.
If I were organized more, I would have more of them too, but I'm not. So I just leave it to Justine to get them for me. So the Saturday Shrug, insert picture here, is
bulky.
It's done in so the gauge is bulky, but I feel like, and so they do it, they're holding yarns together, and they're doing it they did it in kind of collaboration with the Lamb Kid, and they're holding all different kinds of, fuzzy yarns, things like Moondrake, which I plan on making more of these. I'm kind of obsessed with it. It's a striped, they call it a shrug. It's, you know, something you pull overhead. It's just a tube, but I'm doing it in Malabrigo chunky, and I love the way it's. So basically, it's just going to be. I feel like it's like 11 stripes, and Justine will have put in a picture.
11 stripes. Ooh.
I don't know. You'll have put in a picture at this point. So
I'll just be counting.
Yeah. So I could be wrong, but it's it just goes.
Can I ask a question about
Sure.
Malabrigo chunky?
Yeah.
Can you get Malabrigo chunky in all the colors that you can get, like Rios and Rasta?
No, not all of the colors, but
so they're
some
mostly
of the
just
colors.
solids.
They are mostly tonals, yes.
I've never. It just occurred to me as I was looking over there how they have their
Tonal.
own like different vibe.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
so
they
soft.
Do. They do.
How many skeins do you need of each? 2?
So I think you need 3 of each color. Now, of course, you don't have to do it in only 2 colors. The original is shown in 2 colors. But if you go on Instagram and, you know, you follow the hashtag, you can see all the different versions.
That's so soft.
And it is really soft. And it's 1 by 1. I mean, it couldn't be more simple, but I will tell you this. Like, they recommend the tubular cast on and bind off, which I know takes a lot of time.
Looks
but
great.
it just looks so good. And it's really not hard. It's just a little time consuming, but I just love it. It really makes a huge difference in the...
That's the difference between you and me. When I see that, I'm like,
Really? Oh gosh.
Not always, but sometimes.
So I know,
it
like...
looks so good, though.
I know that I feel like the allure of the people who designed it, they're all about using fuzzy yarn.
Yeah.
But I feel like it looks so good in this.
It looks great. It feels really good. I made Charlotte a hat out of the Malabrigo chunky, and it appears like it's stiff. You know what I mean? In the skein, it looks like it's like a stiff yarn. It is so soft, and it's
super
so,
soft.
like, kind of fuzzy now anyway. I mean, she wore it to death pretty much, but she still wears it. Sticks her giant head in that tiny little hat.
I just feel like it's just so good. I mean, it's Malabrigo. It's obviously one of our favorite dyers, and
Yeah, it's good.
it's really, really good.
And how weird that you picked green.
Shocking, of course. I do try to step away, but but now you're gonna have to play with it, but there are so many different ways that you can do this. I highly recommend that you go on Instagram, you go to the hashtag Saturday Shrug, and you see the different ways that people have done this, because I feel like you can do it in so many different weights and play with how many stitches you cast on, and it's like it could be a staple of your wardrobe and can be worn so many different ways.
Looks like 8 stripes.
No, I'm telling you, it can be. I think it depends upon. I think you can do the stripes in different widths and see, like,
if you do them in different,
you can do them in different widths
stripes
and different colors. You don't have to do it in only 2 colors. I mean, people are doing it in a lot of different ways.
Add the fluff when you want to add the fluff.
Right.
Cool.
You don't have to add the fluff through the whole thing. But I'm telling you, this moondrake, I'm going to make one, and I'm going to add this moondrake, and it's going to be awesome. Just you wait and see. Just you wait and see. But I am loving it, and yeah, it's ribbed, but it's not really bothering me. So that's that WIP.
All right.
You go.
When I finished this, I should have said I used about, like, I would say they're 50-gram balls. So I used like 45 grams of the gray.
Okay.
But I only used 17 grams of the pink. So I had so much left over. And so I decided to take my leftover pink with some Hedgehog Fibers Tweety and hold them together, because I love marled things. Just love that look. So I'm making a Manhattan hat, also by Tori Yu, insert picture here. It's another hat in 1x1 rib. I'm gonna do the fold over. There's 3 options for the hat, you know, no fold, a fold over, or a double fold over. I'm gonna do the single fold, and I just love the way the pink pops out of but you still get the little flecks of the tweedy. I did a German twisted cast on.
Did you?
I sure did, and I actually think it's an absolute delight.
It's so good.
So one of the things about the twisted cast on, I watched a really, you know, clear video.
It's not hard.
It's not hard at all, but it's super, like the wrong side is going to be flipped up, and I just think that looks so pretty.
It does. I love it.
Pretty.
I've done it before.
Yeah, it was super, super easy. I actually think that's how I'm going to cast on cuff down socks from now on. It was good. So I think I have to do 9.5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm at 6, so not too far. This is now becoming the basketball hat. I bring it with me to basketball games because I don't have to focus or think about it. And this has inspired me to want to make my next sweater with Fua is going to be with Tweety also. And I'm just kind of deciding how crazy I want it to be. Yeah, like just maybe it has to be this color. I don't know.
I love that color. There is not a bad color. There's literally not
none. Okay, so we'll talk about that later.
a bad color.
Yeah, this is the Manhattan hat. It's super simple. I love Tori's patterns. I think they're great, and she's lovely. When she saw that delightful dot hat, she was like, ooh. And this is in my cute little bag. This is a handmade knitter bag. It's from knitterbag.com that Angie got me for Christmas. Oh my God, I forgot Dawn's present again. Oh, I'm the worst.
It's gonna be April.
It's gonna be April. We're like, here you go.
Yep.
Merry
for
Christmas.
both of us.
Okay, you go.
All right, so let's see.
Oh, can you grab me a pen right there?
I sure
I made a mistake on here.
There you go. All right, let's see. Remember when I spent a weekend doing that I-cord cast on?
Yeah.
And I almost went blind?
Well, in fairness, you did it in black.
I did.
In a single weight.
Well, I decided that I didn't want to do that shawl. So I ripped that out.
Okay.
And I was like really mad. And so I decided instead to cast on a dotted raise by Stephen West. Insert picture here. And so that's what I did. Dotted raise, so that pattern is fairly old. I mean, I feel like it's got to be at least 7 or 8 years old, if not older. But it's an oldie but a goodie. It's a classic, and it lends itself to ombre yarns.
2014.
Oh wow, yeah. So 9 years. So see how good I am with
You're very good with that.
math. Yeah. So
math. I don't think that was math. Oh, you mean counting up how many years it was? Got
yeah.
it.
Thank you.
You are very good at remembering shit. Like, ooh, sorry. Ooh, we're explicit.
You're gonna have to put like
Not made for children.
So sign up for Knitathon today. We need to talk about that. Can you write it down?
Sure.
Because I'll forget. So anyway, we have all of the beautiful yarns from Freya, and
We've got them in 3 bases.
and so you know, I really wanted to showcase what those yarns could do. So I thought, what better way than to do a dotted race? So I cast that on. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten far enough to showcase the ombre yet. So
It feels like it takes forever, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, look at this. It changed and I didn't even notice it.
But I have to say, I love this pattern. Wait, right side.
I love that pattern too.
I love this pattern.
I've never made one.
So here we go. And all it is the simplest, what makes those holes, the simplest short rows ever. Don't panic when you hear the word short rows. They're not wrap and turns. They're not German short rows. All you do is turn your work, period, done. That's it. It could not be easier. And it's got this lovely I-cord edge.
Good idea, Laura.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And then here's the yarn. This is Vamp.
Vamp is a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
So this is in the fingering weight shawl balls from Freya. They have like 350 yards, 340 yards.
I'm not sure. I get so confused.
So the shawl ball.
I know the worsted ombre have 330.
Oh, sorry. These have 430.
430.
So the
on the shawl
balls are 430, and then we also have the yarn bombs, which is the same weight of yarn, but in a significantly larger. It's a 200-gram cake. They're 860 yards. So,
does it get any better than this?
No, that's
it
so
doesn't.
Good.
It doesn't get any better than this.
That color is ridiculous.
I'm sorry.
Oh, we have them in 4 weights because we also have the sock set.
That's right. I'm sorry.
All right,
but if you haven't used Tina's yarn, the Freya, I'm just sorry. I just feel sad for you. It's just
so
the
sad.
best. And if you happen to be going to Vogue next week in New York City, I know most of you are not, but for those of you who are, Tina's going to be there. Look for the Freya booth and just say hi to her because she's awesome.
And if you're not there, you can come shop at Skein Yarn Shop.
That's right.
Or skeinyarnshop.com.
That's right.
I'm also using Freya. I'm using the merino silk sport base of Freya to make Andrea Mowry's Inclination shawl.
Which you're obsessed with,
This
right?
is-
Oh, and I have to say
this
something
is a
funny
Kelly.
about that.
This is a Kelly ED
I love that bag.
It's a friend's bag.
Look at it.
I am so impulsive with her bags that I'm like, oh, I need that. She makes it so easy. Okay, so I'm
not sure. I feel like I'm not sure how to order her bags.
on Instagram.
So you just
literally text her on Instagram and say,
I want that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she's fantastic.
I'm dying over that. So
Okay.
can I just say something about this?
Mm-hmm.
So I understand. So you know how
This better be really funny.
well, no, it's not. It's funny between you and me. It's just like I realized this morning when I was looking at the conversation between you, me, and Laura.
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh, that's right. That it's Laura who's making it for the shop.
Yeah. This is mine. Lori texted me, I'm in this, right? 30 projects trying to finish them, get them all done. And she's like, wish you'd finish that Inclination shawl. And I'm like,
No, that's not how I said it. I didn't say it like that. Don't make me out to be a you know what.
I already mouthed it. They all know. I'm using 2 colors. This is called Wildflowers. It's not a very good view because it's almost done. These are my 2 colors. So I've been wanting to make this forever, and I kept like hemming and hawing about which colors I would use because they're just so good. And I really wanted this, but I really wanted this, and I was like, what goes with this and what goes with this? And finally
so
Dawn
good.
was like, they're together. And I was like, oh, it's so good. So this is my Inclination cowl.
Oh,
It's so good. And knitting it is an absolute dream because this yarn is so good. It doesn't even, I can't even tell you. The yarn is so good. The feel of it, it's so plump. Yeah, so it's sort of the same. Can you pull that triangle down?
I sure can.
Thanks. It's sort of the same. It's
I could
it's
help.
the same. It's funny. Look how different it is, right? It's the same shape as the shift cowl. So when I'm done, I seam this side here up with the other side, and then it's going to be
too good.
Hanging down. I'm just now, so there's 3 sections in the pattern. The first section, you do the triangle, and then the second section, you continue you continue this direction and you stop increasing on this side. And then the third section, I think you stop increasing altogether and just go straight for a bit, and then you seam it together. So I'm just now, my next row is the last row of section 2, so I'm almost done.
It's gorgeous.
And so the best thing about these cakes, ooh, it's like belch, gross. The best thing about these cakes are that when you get them,
keeping it real,
you get them, so some of them, the purple on this color, for example, this is Wildflower, the purple on this color sometimes is in the center and the orange is on the outside. So you can do longer things. Sam was asking me, she's like, what if I wanted to make a really big shawl with just one color and in this yarn? And I said, oh, well, you could get the reverse of this kind, so that when you knit and you get all the way to the center, then you get the other one where the purple's on the outside, and it would be like,
right,
you know, going straight through that way. I mean, there's just so many things you can do with this yarn. I'd never knit with it before, and I was hooked from like here. I started texting Lori and Dawn, and I'm like, if you guys aren't making something in this yarn, you have to start, because it's ridiculous. It is so good. This is a super simple pattern. It looks like it's really hard. It looks
like brioche almost, but it's not. It's half brioche, right?
Which just means that you knit in the stitch below. But every other row, there's a plain knit row, so it is it's motivating, because you
get a break every row.
You get a break. It's
every other row. I mean.
It's so good, and the color change is so good.
So it's super motivating because it's changing.
I mean,
it's amazing.
I want to make another one of these in like a blue with a hot pink or something. Like I want to make another one. I really love the pattern. Yeah, it's great. I also, it's made me want to make the Inclination shawl. So this is the cowl, the one that'll get seamed. So I'd also like to make the cowl or the shawl, and I would like to do it in Freya worsted, the superwash worsted, which we also have. So we're just obsessed with Freya and this yarn, and if you haven't used this yarn,
you're missing out.
You're missing out. I also want to make something in it, not in a rib. Like I want to make something, because when I put this on the other day, I mean, this is this yarn. It's just so good. It feels so good. There's just
this. Oh, it's so squishy.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I think I put the Inclination shawl on one of my future cast on dreams a while ago. I have wanted to make the shawl for a long time. I will do it, but not until I finish this loveliness.
It's so good.
There's going to be all the Freya all over the place.
When I finish this, I'll leave it on the mannequin for 1 week.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
But
unless
we'll have Laura's also, so.
Yes, it's so good. I'm obsessed. Okay, what do you got?
So here is another amazing bag that I got. I got all the bags for Hanukkah. So we're talking about Hanukkah, it was 2 months ago. So
I just snorted. Burping, snorting, and swearing.
Awesome. All we need is a fart now.
Cool.
It's
my back right there.
Right here?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Ooh, it's such an itch.
So
that's a cute bag.
So,
is that from Angie?
No, Stephanie made this.
Stop it.
Stephanie made this for me.
Fabric.
For Hanukkah.
So cute.
And I get so many compliments on it. So Stephanie, our friend and teacher, wait, you have to see this. It's the cutest fabric ever.
It is really cute. How did I not see that?
I don't know, frankly.
Look at the giraffe. Is that
It's adorable.
So cute.
And so I love this bag. And I just love it so much. Someone commented on it in the airport the other day. That's such a cute bag.
All right.
So, and what's inside? My sugar shawl.
You are in a shawl kick.
I am. I sure am. And So the sugar shawl, this is by the Lamb and Kid Designs.
It's a free pattern, right?
It sure is a free pattern. And we are doing it, the royal we. I am doing it in, we are doing it, what is up with that? In Monostil Uruguay's Fino, which is another yarn that we're obsessed with, that I've been obsessed with for years and years. And surprise, surprise, Moondrake.
Fua.
Fua. That's the bright green or yellow. It changes color depending on what day it is.
Look at the fluff.
So it's just gonna continue in this way, blue, and then these slip stitches. It could not be more simple. It's garter and slip stitches.
And then eventually this will be held by itself, right?
Correct. Then I think at the end there's an edge of garter in that.
Be so good.
It is going to be so good. Oh.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah. So
you know what I love about that Fino is it's a single, so it's like sticky enough to like grab a hold of that fua.
Yeah. It's just lovely. Every time I use the Fino, I'm like, it's
good.
It's just so good.
Mm-hmm.
Again, another yarn where, you know, if you haven't used it, put it on your list of yarns that you must use at some point in your life, because it's a staple. It's a yarn that I will always have in the shop. I will never not have it. Never.
We have quite a bit too.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, we do, but we don't. We do. We have a lot of colors, but we need more. Always need more.
If you followed me on Instagram over the month of December, then every day,
oh my gosh,
you got to see my children open up my Advent yarn.
There was really nothing better.
Honestly, Harrison's like so sad that we don't have that.
Oh my gosh, it was so,
like to do. He loved that.
It was so great.
He thinks that he's like a famous YouTuber. He's so cute. Yes. Except last night, not so cute. He doesn't watch it anymore, so it's fine. He's like, Mom, I'm really far behind on the podcast.
Can I just say that it was, well, so first of all, I think we both felt so bad that we went so long, but I mean, you were so sick for so long.
Yeah, it was insane.
I mean, it was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, the holidays were crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, leading up to the holidays, I sort of didn't think that we would get to podcast, maybe once, but January just killed me. It was brutal. It was a brutal month. But December, we at the shop got Advent kits or small-a-day kits from Emma's Yarn. Mm-hmm. We should talk about the Emma's Yarn kits too.
Oh yeah.
So we got the small-a-day kits, and I purchased the fingering weight version. And I didn't know what to do, didn't know what pattern I wanted to do, but wanted to do a blanket. And I decided on a new pattern that had come out from Helen Stewart called the Anthology Throw. And from what I understand, she had she designs a ton of Advent patterns. Mm-hmm. There's a ton of or even just mini skein patterns by her. And there was like a collaboration or like a booklet or a set of patterns that went out last year, but the Anthology Throw was the first of them that was released as a single pattern separate from that collection. So a lot of people started doing it, and then I was like, oh, look, I'm so famous because I have the same pattern as everybody else. Oh my God, look how big it is. So I'm on number 19, and I think that that's pretty good. That's considering that is 19 complete 20-gram skeins that I knit into this thing. It's not like some Advent patterns where you only use, 8 grams. I used 20 grams of every color of this thing. So here's my color. So it's really difficult to see. And I don't think you've seen it in real life, have you?
I have never seen it in real life.
So you start in the center, and then you go out, and that's, I think, the best way. I don't know to fall off the needles because I would be really mad. So yeah, there it is. It's going to be 6 feet across.
That's crazy.
However,
Justine.
I saw some people, somebody said, Maddie from We Share Needles, she said that she saw some people's finished products and that they were not that big. And so it's impossible. I can't tell. Like, how do you tell? I mean, I guess I could try to measure from the center to the outside and then double it.
You're gonna have to finish it.
Well, I know I'm gonna finish it. My question is, do I just add more, like when I'm done? Do I just continue on in this crazy way? Yeah, if you watched the my children unboxing my yarn,
I don't know how you're gonna tell.
I did not enjoy day 6. This was supposed to be day 6 right here. I found something in my stash. I just did not like it, and so there we go. That otherwise, these are all Emma's yarn. These are the ones I have left.
So good.
Those are my jam. I know I have other yarns that this is the 25th color, so I know I have more purple things that I could add to it to make it bigger. I just don't know if I care to do that. It takes, my sister was like, I can't believe you didn't keep up. And I was like, it takes,
oh my gosh.
It takes hours to do the 20 grams. This is a huge labor of love. I completely, is it messed up? What are you doing?
No.
Oh God, you have me scared. I even wove in a bunch of ends, so I don't even have that many left to do. But yeah, it's a huge thing, and I'm really proud of it. I think it's really really beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
I really wanted to do a blanket. I thought about that rad vent throw. That's the one that's in all those squares. And I think you were like, you're not going to do the squares. You're like, you're never going to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I did it in this like continuous way.
It's going to, I mean.
But it's not like some people were like, are you going to let your kids use that? I'm like, totally. It's a blanket. Like we can snuggle under this. It's so fun. It's really fun. I highly recommend the pattern. I'm close. This is a goal for February. I want this to be done.
You'll do it.
It's hard to bring it places, obviously. So yeah, it's gonna be freezing on Saturday in New Hampshire.
I know.
It's going to be negative 17 degrees in New Hampshire. Not like with the wind chill. Like that's going to be the temperature. It's going to be -2 here. It's going to be freezing.
I know, and I'm trying to decide. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do about like whether or not I should keep the shop open. And I'm not sure which day. Like Kevin and I were talking about it. Kevin's like, he's like, I'm not sure you should have the shop open on Saturday. But then in watching the weather forecast, it sounded like Friday might be the worst day. I'm not sure. And then I don't know. Right now I'm planning on being open.
Yeah.
That my plan is to stay open, and then if it's really bad and I don't get a single customer, then maybe I'll close early. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I have heat, so.
Oh, here they are. Here's all my stickers.
Oh.
These are
bringing those to Vogue.
Yeah. This is my Oxa.
Don't let me forget to bring cards, please.
This is my Oxa and Yak, and
oh my gosh,
I want to finish this too.
Well, you're gonna finish.
This is on my list of what to pull out. Now that I've, I did 2 things.
You did your Advent stuff.
I did my 2 things.
You did your socks.
Got those done. I got 2 of my 31 old whips done. I want this sweater. I want to wear it. I have to go to a basketball tournament in Cape Cod in the winter, in the beginning of March, and I would like to wear this sweater. It's worsted weight Yak by Lang, and I'm obsessed with this yarn. Like, there's this is all the Yak right here, right behind us on the 3rd row here. It's good.
It's still
by Caitlin Hunter. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
It's still what?
No, it's still, that's one of my future cast on dreams is to do something. I want a sweater with, well, I want a sweater with this yarn, and I can't decide what that sweater is going to be. Now having touched Brian's,
oh God, I can't.
Brian's fisherman rib.
Our friend Brian made a sweater called the, is it called a boyfriend sweater? I feel like that's what it's called.
I feel like that is what it's called. I don't know if he's done yet. He
made it in this
close to
color too,
being
right?
done. Yes.
And it's
a cardigan.
So it's made for
it's gorgeous.
Boyfriend sweater. It's made, if I'm not mistaken.
I actually have pictures.
He and I were chatting about it because it's written for a.
This is like. People, you can't even imagine what this feels like.
It's written for an Aran.
You have to feel it yourself.
That sweater that Brian is making.
And this is Aran weight.
It's worsted.
On Ravelry, they say it's Aran weight.
Oh.
But not that Ravelry is 100% accurate.
Yeah, this is it. It's a boyfriend sweater by Chris Berlin, and
I do love this sweater.
So
I might copy you.
This is it. You can't even. That's not. It's so good. And I've wanted a sweater like this for so long. So I purchased, initially I wanted to make this sweater in tweed.
That's gorgeous.
So I purchased fashion modern tweed, and I have a sweater's quantity of it. So I'm gonna make that boyfriend sweater in that tweed. I can't wait for this to be done. And the only reason I pulled it out today was so that I could remember how much I really want to be knitting this, because it's so good. It's so good. All right, now we have a ton of things to talk about.
Did I have anything else?
From the shop?
I did. I think that was it for now. Who's calling
while we are, do you have a chiropractor appointment today?
I do, thank goodness.
Do you need to answer it? I can blab on for a bit.
No, it's all right. I'll call them back.
Okay. Future cast on dreams. In addition to that sweater that I want to make, I really want to hold Tweety together with a Fua to make the champagne cardigan. Oops, I should have written down by who it's by.
Isn't it by Petite Knit?
I think so. I think that's why I didn't put it down, because I'm assuming that
I'm almost positive.
I'm almost positive it is too. It's the champagne cardigan, and I would like to do it with Tweety held with Fua. Just can't decide on that color. I'm struggling, but what I really, really want, and why I really, really want it, is because I want some of these buttons.
That's right.
That sweater. Jake from 10 Yarn, our local friend, yarn dyer and button maker extraordinaire. He has made these giant 38 millimeter resin buttons for us. Yep. And they are sparkly, and they are, I think I need this one. Like, come on. It's so good.
They're really, really good.
The pink is so good. I just think I need like, I don't know, I think I want to do it in this with the Tweety. Like, kind of be sort of soft. Sort of not in your face. Don't yell at me and say that I need to do hot pink, because I don't want a hot pink sweater like that.
No, you don't have to do hot pink. You just can't do this.
I love that color.
I know you love it, but you will be mad at you. You won't wear that. That's the thing.
I know. I would love this like soft ballot, like soft pink with it too. Like, that would be really pretty. I just can't decide. I know.
But these buttons are amazing.
Yeah, I just think that those buttons are super cool, and I want to show them off on like a super cool sweater too.
They're also good for like just adorning things like hats and cowls.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of people have been buying them. I think Stephanie said her granddaughter put them on shoes. Yeah. So they're great. They're $16 and you get 6 of them. They're fantastic.
Yep. Since we've been gone, we finished our Love Your Local Yarn Shop make-along with the ladies from We Share Needles, Maddie and Kristen.
That's right.
We have been the worst. I meant to do a post, but alas, here we are. Drew winners last night, and our winners are Miriam, who you might have seen because she's so famous with her drawing sweater, that beautiful sweater with
she's on
the flowers
project
at the top.
page, or what do they call it? The Ravelry page or whatever.
Yeah, the project page.
Yeah.
And
sorry, I have an itch in my eye.
Barbara Lyons, petarabbit. So the ladies have won the prizes, so we thank you for entering, and we will get prizes to those two lovely women.
Congratulations, ladies.
Congratulations.
We actually know both these ladies.
We know them both.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Woo! Woo, woo, woo! Congratulations, ladies.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. And Maddie and Kristen are just so great, and of course
and thanks so much for doing that with us.
Yeah, it was so great. My Love Your Local Yarn Shop was this, and I didn't finish, but that's okay. That's okay. It's okay not to finish.
It is okay.
I wasn't going to enter for prizes.
No, you can't win a prize, and I was very bad.
All right, so let's see. We talked about the Fua Fua. I think you've seen it enough, but come in and see it in real life. Rochelle made a sweater out of it, a striped sweater.
Yeah.
And it was so pretty. So I mean, there's just so many things. I mean, there's just so much that you could do with this yarn. So we love it. Our friend Marnie, who is Marnie Kindness on Ravelry.
No, she's Super Marno on Ravelry. Oh no, I'm sorry.
On
I stand corrected. I was thinking about Instagram. Yeah. She's Super Marno on Instagram.
If you're looking for her as a designer on Ravelry, it's Marnie Kindness, and she designed the Caroline hat. Insert picture here of Lori trying it on.
Yes.
It's really
a great
really beautiful cabled hat. It's really pretty. Was worsted? I should have looked that up before I said that. It might have been DK. It's called the Caroline hat, and when you go to Ravelry and you search for the Caroline hat, at least on the computer, it was the first one that came up. It is.
There it is.
It is worsted.
Awesome.
It's really cute. I'll put a better picture in, but there you go. It's really cute.
It's two different kinds of cables, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's lovely.
It's really pretty.
So check that out. We got the buttons. We also got in this yarn from Monos called Allegria Super Pool Sock Sets. Did you grab that paper or that little table tent thing that I made? So these are 3 of the 6 colors. They're named after they're like circus themed. Like this one is Juggler, this one is Simply the Circus, and this one is Clown. So they're written as a Super Pool. It's shown here as Super Pool sock sock kits, and yeah, they've knit them up as little like starters so you can see what they look like. And our friend Jen, Bookworm Jen Knits, the sock queen, she knit a sample in this colorway called Big Top, and this was a labor of love for Jen. So it's gorgeous. First of all, it's so soft. Allegria is a really great, sock yarn. It is 75-25, 75 wool, 25 really lovely.
nylon. So Jen knits her socks at a tighter gauge than was recommended to achieve the pooling effect here. And so she wanted in the sample for it to be like an accurate representation of the pooling. And so it was driving her bonkers, and she kept, I think she knit and reknit it 5 times. The one thing that she did say was when she was reknitting the same color, like this has been reknit 5 times. you can't tell. The stitches look beautiful. It's really, really pretty. So she wasn't really happy with the gauge that this sock achieves. It's loose in all.
Some people I think would be completely fine with it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Completely. I would be interested to know, like, if you didn't mind the gauge or the looseness of it, if you just went down, like, 4 or 8 stitches, probably not 8, but 4 stitches. I wonder if you cast on 60 instead of 64. I wonder how that would look. Jen's so cute. She's like, should I do the second pair? Or should I do the second sock in my normal gauge so that I can show the difference?
Yeah.
And she's so funny.
She's very thoughtful.
She's super thoughtful. She also wanted to show how it's going to change after the gusset. So she doesn't typically do a heel flapping gusset anymore. So she wanted to show that, that change and what happens on the foot. So, all that to say, you don't have to use this for socks if you don't care. In fact, our friend Andra made a muscle burrow hat.
Well, and so so Andra was here. So Andra is our amazing yarn rep for quite a few different yarn companies, and Manos is one of them. And this these sock sets are from Manos.
I know I'm gonna forget, so I'm gonna do this now. This is Andra's
muscle
burrow hat, knit out of these kits. So hers, as you can tell, striped. So if depending on what you use, what you're making, everything is going to be different. And if your gauge is different than Jen's anyway, it's going to be different. So
right. I think this is all to say that despite the fact that they are called sock kits, I think the intention is that, like, you can use them for just like people use sock yarn for anything. It's the same with these. They're not necessarily intended just for socks.
Right.
And so and when Jen first went to knit the socks, they were micro stripes and they were still gorgeous.
Super cute. Yeah.
They're gorgeous, but they didn't pool like this. And
that's the thing too. You could buy any sock yarn and it could pool. Like, you just don't have, you don't necessarily
it could pool and you didn't want it to.
Right. I hate that when you don't want it to.
So we've done the research for you.
Jen did all the research for you.
Yeah, we didn't. Jen did. And so we just wanted to show you what we came up with, or what Jen came up with. And
you can't go wrong with this yarn, though.
No,
it's so
gorgeous.
Soft, and all these things are available online and in the shop.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, Sam, my daughter, she was obsessed with this particular colorway, and I'm pretty sure she's just gonna go ahead and knit socks like she usually does, and it won't pool like this, and she'll be completely happy.
Yeah, I think the micro striping was actually really cool.
It was really beautiful. Yeah. So you'll just get these colors, but they won't necessarily pool. So it's beautiful stuff, and you can go ahead and make shawls and make cowls and make hats and do what you do. But it's the beautiful Allegria yarn. They feel so soft. So that is those.
I was gonna look and see if I could find what it looked like initially, but
all right, you do that. The other thing that we've gotten in recently is a lot of new Coco Knits blocking supplies. We kind of parked ourselves right in front of it. Are we gonna move this to show them, or can you see them actually?
I think you can actually see it. We're back. Sorry. Splice those together. Our Coco Knit blocking things are all up here. The FedEx guys. The newest of the Coco Knit things that we have are the Sweater Care pop-up dryers. So you can pop it up and hold it this way so that when you lay your sweater across it, it dries and air gets underneath it to dry. We've got the super absorbing towels.
Yep.
Lots
Those
of
are great.
Yucalon and the Cocoa Knits Knitters blockers, the kit that comes all together. So we've got all of those things.
I have to say, I've been using the Cocoa Knits Knitters block, and they've redone it since they made that years ago.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many years ago, and they've redone it,
Mm-hmm.
and the number of squares they doubled.
Oh.
So there are 18 squares instead of 9.
Great. That's great.
Which is
9
pretty,
is just not enough.
It's not enough. And
Is Denzel coming in here?
I don't know.
I haven't
I
seen him in
don't
a
know.
while.
I know I haven't seen him either. I don't know that it's him anymore. But I know that will sadden you.
I know.
But
Because I'm never going to remember the new guy's name. I
so-
just got Denzel.
You did. So that knitter's block though there's something about that surface. It's not your usual
Foam.
yeah, like the stuff that your kids played on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like carpet. It's like I don't know. There's like a
Really?
nap to it, so it's different. I think people sometimes look at the price of the Cocoa Knits
Yeah.
mats and they're like, oh my gosh, I can go and spend $5 at Job Lot or whatever it is, Five Below, or
Mm-hmm.
and I can get these, and it's true, you can, but
Ladies are coming in early.
oh well, they're gonna have to
Wait outside
Wait.
20-degree temperature.
no.
We can't let them wait. Okay. Couple other things that we have to tell you about. First,
Anyway, it's worth
They're
it.
worth
That's,
it.
that's all I'm
Sorry.
saying.
we have a pre-order listed on our website for the Neons and Neutrals book from Amy Gilles. It comes out in March, I think.
Yes,
But the
the
pre-order
beginning
is
of March.
up, so you can go to get that. I've linked it down below. By the way, when I say things like I linked it down below, they changed that on YouTube. So when you're on YouTube and where it says the title of this episode, it also says something like ... more. When you click on the ... it used to be like a little caret. Now it says ... more. And if you click on that, this whole drop down description comments pops up, and it's literally every link to project pages and the yarn and
All the
what we
things you want to
offer-
know.
what we offer in the shop. It's all linked below, so it's really I take a long time to do that. So if you were wondering all the things, it's right there. Just hit ... more and it's right there.
Good that you explained that.
Thank you. We also posted on Instagram yesterday about the February cowl from Casapinka. We're doing a collab with Emma's Yarns, and they're ready to ship orders. So if you place an order through us, it gets sent to you directly from Emma's Yarn in Florida. And love that yarn.
Yes.
There's a knit-a-thon. You wanna
Oh,
talk about it?
and just so you know, the
Oh, it
the
doesn't
pattern,
come with the pattern.
it does not come with the pattern, but when you go to look at the description
I'm
of
gonna let them in and
Go
just
ahead.
tell them to tell them to be quiet.
good luck with that. When you click on the description of the cowl kit, there's a link to the to get the pattern on Ravelry. Sorry, and you get a bonus pattern with the cowl pattern. Hi, ladies. And so you're getting 2 patterns for the price of 1, and the knit-a-thon. So keep a lookout, because we're going to be participating in the Knit for Food knit-a-thon that Laura Nelkin runs. So that's going to be fun. I believe it is on Sunday, March 26th. So hopefully everybody will join in with that, and we'll raise lots of money for food insecure people in the United States and all over the world. And what else? I know there are lots of other things, but just hit the and more.
Yeah, more.
More.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, because anytime you subscribe to the podcast, like, we're able to do more things through YouTube. And especially, follow us on Instagram if you're not already. And all of that's down below as well.
So, well, this has been fun catching up, and we're so happy to be back. And
we'll be back in 2 weeks, guys.
There's lots of yes, we will be back in 2 weeks, and there's a lot more. We have classes coming. Please check the website. Sock class, beginner crochet class, color work hat class, first sweater class. These classes are coming. People have been asking for them, and trunk shows galore. Miss Babs on the horizon.
Junk yarn.
All the good. Oh yeah, junk yarn. Kitty with a cupcake. We got all kinds of good things in the works. So, thanks so much for sticking with us.
Thanks for watching. Bye.